Okay. Well, welcome back. I'm excited to finally get a chance to record this video because my previous video was kind of weird, threw everything off. Remember I told you how I watched an Instagram video that basically showed me step by step how to make my camera, like, I don't know, Hollywood style, max out my iPhone. So did that, and it turned out that the video ended up becoming 53 megabytes, or was it gigabytes? The one that took way too long to download onto a laptop, my Mac, to edit. Yeah, I tried to do it through AirDrop or through a direct link or through messaging, and they all failed because, well, that was almost a week ago, and that was an entire annoying fucking thing that happened. So couldn't edit the video, but I decided to post it anyways because that's what this channel is about. The beginning is all about the warts and the bumps and the uglies. Yeah, just to finish that point, the more I learn about the channel and YouTube and editing, the more entertaining and, of course, like, luxurious and fun I want to make the videos to be, so that they're more captivating and there's more of an audience and therefore more discussion. But yeah, the reason it took about a week is after the editing fiasco happened, I had to reset the settings, and then before I could click, record again, I have a window between, 10 and 3:30 between which I can record these, plus my regular job. So the window seems, large, but it's actually quite small. But long story short, the reason that didn't happen is because my son got sick, then my wife got sick, then we found out my wife had COVID, then we found out that my son had COVID, then we found out that I had COVID, 2 days ago. So I've been suffering with that ever since. And look at that, now everybody's out of the house. They're all healthy except for me. So I'm in the doghouse now. And so because I'm in the doghouse, I have a moment to record the YouTube video. Therefore, here I am. So, taking advantage of opportunities. Obviously, the world's not ideal, and I'm tired of just waiting for shit to happen because the timing is perfect. I'm personally tired of it, and I was thinking about it all last week. It's just like, God, the only conditions I need is just people out of the house. The house is quiet. There's nobody here to make noise. I turned off my fan and my AC because the rumbling is just ridiculous, and it's like hot, disgusting mulch death out there in New York City right now. It's just disgusting. And I decided to go for a very, very, very long walk today, about 2.5 hours, to just like sweat out everything, just like sweat out all the gunk, all the nastiness. And a lot came up, but there's still some stuff that's deep down there that's hiding. So still more work on that. Maybe I'll go for another long walk tomorrow. We'll see. But on the idea of doing shit despite bad circumstances, I think that if there's a valuable lesson that I learned when I was in the kitchen, I think if there's a valuable lesson I learned is that work still needs to get done under subpar circumstances. The circumstances are almost never ideal in the kitchen. That's what makes it as a business model fundamentally so disastrous. That's a whole nother series of videos to talk about why restaurants are awful businesses, why they're also necessary, and why they're wonderful, and why I have a soft spot for them, and why I think the point is that restaurants, the circumstances are almost never perfect. Someone is always, well, how do I put it? Someone is always either missing in action, they don't show up, they show up, they're not performing as well. The food didn't arrive, the food that you expected to arrive, it arrived, but it wasn't as good as you expected it to be. They sent the wrong thing, right? You have to go to the store to buy it, that takes up time. You realize that somebody messed up prep, therefore the thing has to be redone again, right? It has to be fine-tweaked, tuned, etc. You realize that a server didn't arrive or a busser didn't arrive. But there's always a situation that revolves around labor and quality that really does affect restaurants in a compounding fashion, in a way that I could say like much more. If there's a way to say across space and time, immediately affects the product that's going out to the guest, because I don't think about any other company that makes something, the team isn't there, or the product isn't ready, the presentation isn't ready, then I get it. But it's like, I think other businesses and business models have way more wiggle room when something doesn't go right. This is the unfortunate thing about restaurants, is like, we are creating the experience and we are creating the product to order, if you could believe that. I'm saying to order to really simplify the creation process of food. Obviously there's a lot more nuances and details involved, and sometimes months and months of planning. If we take the planning aside, then we could just say, strictly speaking, about 2 to 3 days to create, sometimes a week. If you're really fermenting something, you want to get anal retentive. It didn't take you 6 months to make it, you fermented it 6 months ago, and you've let nature do its thing. You've set up the conditions correctly. That doesn't mean it took you 6 months to do it. It just means you set it up 6 months ago. The point is like, usually it takes about 2 or 3 days to build the thing. completely from scratch to build out the full menu and to have all the pieces work together. But actually on the pickup for you to experience the product, it's made then and there. It's assembled. The full thing is put together by a human being. So the subplot is that each human being is a factory in and of themselves, or each kitchen is a factory in and of itself, where the toothpaste, the tube, the cap of the tube, the logo, the branding, all those things are made to order when you click a button on Seamless or where you tell the server you would like to order. The point is that there's a human being making it, and because there's a human being making it, there's all sorts of flaws that come with human beings, including being sick. And then on the sales side of it, holy shit, it's like imagine consuming a commercial for toothpaste because someone told you, hey, buy the toothpaste, it's really good for cleaning your teeth. Long story short, it's like, yeah, imagine dealing with a sales team where they have to they're trying to sell to the person in that moment what they want to eat, whereas look at all the other sales processes that exist now, so little of it is actually word to word, mouth to mouth. And I'm not saying that people don't share shit, I'm just saying that when the salesperson is selling you the thing, it's almost never face-to-face, an exchange of ideas. If you see a person like that on the street, you're gonna tell them to get the fuck away from you. It's like, I don't wanna buy that CD. Sketchy people, in Midtown asking you to buy shit. You grab your kids, you run, right? Yeah, that's what a restaurant is. Again, on the service side, it's the sales experience. You're having a human being selling to another human being face-to-face a product that they should order or should consider ordering, and they're gonna try and upsell you and try and get you to buy another cocktail or to set up egg on your burger or to get a bottle of wine, right? Because that's their job. Their job is to sell products so that they make more money, they make more tips, and the restaurant has more revenue and hopefully more profit. The point is, the hilarious part of it is unlike the vast majority of businesses, human beings do everything from beginning to end, more or less, and the final product is more or less made by a person to order, which I don't know if you could think about most businesses. They're not like that. They're all automated, designed, fabricated well in advance. I mean, insurance services, people do that, but they're highly leveraged in tools. Whereas okay, fine, we have cutting boards, I guess we have a POS system, we have knives, right? It's not all man-made. So going back to the topic of doing things that are difficult and less ideal. So this YouTube channel has been that. Literally all I needed this entire time was just a quiet place. A quiet place where no one was present and I could sit for 30 minutes to an hour and just work on it without being disturbed. It's amazing, right? How long that took. My wife told me, hey, why don't you record YouTube videos while I'm watching TV? It's because I don't want to hear the TV in the background. It's oh, why don't you record videos while I'm here? It's because I don't want you to hear while I'm recording videos. I don't know, I'm shy. Oh no, I'm so scared. I'm so scared of somebody hearing what I think. No, I think it's annoying. I think that talking to a camera requires skill and practice. Spend too much time looking away from the camera as it is to think. Not because I can't maintain eye contact. It's just because that's just how I think. So there's clearly many things to work on, and having another human being is incredibly distracting. And if you know anything about my wife, she is profoundly distracting, not just from her looks, but also because of her personality. But anyways, I wanted to do it with semi-regularity, and I just waited for a moment where the timing was much more regular. And despite the sickness and despite all the bullshit that happened last week, now as soon as I had the free moment to do it, I'm doing it, and here it is. And I hope that if there's one lesson you can take away from it, is that there will never be an ideal moment to do something. There just might be an ideal window. And this goes down to my personal belief. It's a thing that greatly limited me, but it's also a thing that I really live to, is that for a routine to really happen, I need to have a consistent schedule. And maybe, I don't know, the Jocko Willings of the world, or the David Goggins, or I don't know, the other workout pros, Alex Hormozis are just indomitable. They can't be broken no matter how much you change their schedule. And I don't believe that for a second. I mean, even if you ask Alex Hormozi, he'll tell you that he definitely believes that environmental stimuli can force people, individuals, creatures to behave a certain way. He's the old parable, if you bring a horse to water, can you make it drink? He's 100% I can make it drink. I could definitely dehydrate, I could starve it, I could beat it, whatever the fuck, until it drinks water, right? I could turn up the heat in this room until it gets so hot people take their clothes off. And so my point is, I firmly believe that. I think the environment has a profound impact on the shit that I can or cannot do, especially if that shit, for me, requires tons of focus, I don't know, effort, focus, planning, right? Post-production, pre-production, whatever the fuck that these terms are. I don't apologize for cursing. I'm a former chef. I work in the industry. We swear all the time. It's just how it is. If your kids are listening to this, I'm sorry. I unfortunately swear a little bit too much in front of my son as well. Now that I finally have this time where it's child at daycare, wife at work. Wow. Dad free time because he gets to work remote. guess what? Dad free time is now going to work on YouTube videos. And I hope you enjoyed this stupid little video for what it's worth. I probably rambled on for a little too long. The key takeaway for me is, hey, look, I don't have it frameworked. I don't have it written down in a deck. There's no further explanations or examples for you to wrap your head around. It's just very simple time management. If you want to do something in a repeated fashion, make sure that you have a slot in your calendar in which you can do it successfully, where other people and things don't bother you in those moments. And therefore, if you put the thing that you really want to do over other things, you have the highest chance of doing that thing. Nothing is perfect. Life will always get in the way. The thing you want to do, make time for it, find a slot, and do it because you like it, because you deserve it, because it's good for you. And I can't wait to do it more. Thank you.